Hello, everyone. It's Kavita from Red Door Yoga. Thank you for joining me online for the Red Door Yoga Mini Sutra series. Today, I wanted to talk to you about that which you become. So, for those of you who are not aware of this, my father is a yogi, and actually, he is my mentor. He's the one who introduced me to yoga when I was very young. And so he's actually been my mentor on the yogic path for almost 40 years now. And there was something, one of his many lessons that he taught me years ago was he looked at me and he said, that upon which the mind dwells, that is what you become. And it's actually a lesson that is taught in the Bhagavad Gita. And I really want to talk to you guys about that today because, we're in the middle of an event, a pandemic, that, most of us have not lived through an event similar to that. I think that the most similar thing I can think of would be a war of some sort. And I mean a war, something as big as, let's say, World War II, where there were rations and whatnot. And I'm not saying that that's the case, let's say, in Canada, but there's some similar things going on, let's say, in Italy. And there is a possibility that Canada will also get there because this is apparently a relatively serious issue. Now, the point of me chatting about this isn't to scare you at all. Okay. And I honestly believe that if we go where, let's say, Italy is, let's say where China was, where Spain has now entered, if we go to that place with COVID-19, just like Italy, just like Spain, just like China, we'll be okay. Okay, and I mean that as a society as a whole and as individuals as well. I know that there may be real consequences for some of the vulnerable in our society, and that may be me, and that may be you, and that may be others that we know. So I'm not actually standing and looking at it from a place where I'm like, I'll be fine, therefore. No, there will be consequences to individuals. There will be. And there will be consequences to society as well. But what I'm saying is, we will be all right. Okay? We will be okay. As a society, we will move forward. But it's a time of great unknowns because most of us have not lived through anything even remotely similar to this. And so there's so many unknowns, and as a result, our mind can go to places where it obsessively moves over information that creates anxiety and fear. And going back to what my father said to me, that upon which the mind dwells, that is what you become. There's real power in that. If you understand that where you keep placing your mind, that is actually what your entire world starts to look like, and that's what you start to form yourself around. If you understand that, then it puts you in a position where you really need to take responsibility for your thought patterns. Okay? And again, it is normal to feel fear and anxiety with the pandemic that's taking place. Okay? But fear and anxiety, the way I think about it, is like someone ringing the doorbell. The fear, it's just there to get your attention. Okay, so someone will ring my doorbell to get my attention, but once they've gotten my attention, they should stop ringing the doorbell. Okay, because they've got my attention. I'm going to head to the door now. I'm going to chat with them, find out what they want, and I'm going to take the information that they have for me, and I'm going to do something with that information. And so, likewise, you want to treat the fear or anxiety that might be coming up in the same way. So the fear you get, the anxiety that you feel over what may be taking place, that's the doorbell ringing. It's there to say to you, let's say it's talking to me, it's there to say to me, Kavita, there's something you need to be aware of. There's something that could be detrimental to you. There's something that can harm you in some way. There's something that could at least make you uncomfortable. Okay? And so once I feel the fear and feel the anxiety, that's me hearing the doorbell. And I need to become consciously aware that I just heard the doorbell. Okay? Sometimes, think about an alarm. We have alarms on our iPhones and like mobile phones and that type of thing. And sometimes, once in a while, an alarm will go off on our device and we'll have that moment where we're confused. where we don't realize what we've heard. And it takes us a bit to go, oh, it's my alarm, or oh, it's my phone, right? So sometimes this happens with our fear and our anxiety, or any emotion that we feel. But fear and anxiety is a pretty popular one, where that alarm, the doorbell, as it were, it rings. And we don't always go, that's what I'm feeling. My anxiety just went off. My fear just went off because there's something that I need to pay attention to. We actually stay in that state for a while sometimes, where we just keep feeling fear, feeling anxiety, feeding into it before we go consciously, I'm in this place where I'm just rolling around in fear. It's trying to get my attention. Now, again, the doorbell is just for attention. What you're supposed to do is answer the door and receive the information that the person has for you. So noticing that you're feeling fear and anxiety should lead you to going, what is the information that my fear and anxiety is trying to give me? What is it trying to say could be harmful to me, could be uncomfortable to me? Okay, what is it trying to give me? And I want to be able to go, okay, fear and anxiety aside, what do I have in front of me to consider? What do I choose to do with this information? Okay. Now, the whole reason I started talking about this, though, is because, like I said, you are responsible for what you keep placing your mind on. If you keep placing your mind on the doorbell ringing over and over and over and over, if you keep staying with the thoughts of fear and anxiety, that is what you become. You become a fearful, anxious person, and you create fear and anxiety around you, and your world looks fearful and your world looks anxious. Okay? If you hear the doorbell, we all experience fear and anxiety. Okay? If you hear the doorbell and then you make the choice to place your mind on the information, place the mind on the task of looking at what's in front of you and making a choice, realizing I have choices and there are things I can do here. There are responsibilities I have. So what is the information saying? I'm going to place myself in a place of responsibility versus a place of fear and anxiety. Now I become, if that's what my mind is thinking about, what are the choices, what are the responsibilities, I become a person who believes and sees a world of choices and responsibilities. That's what happens. Okay, that I project that to others, I feel that for myself, and my world becomes that for me. Some of you may know me quite well. Some of you know me through the mini sutras. I've talked about Dharma in the past, and Dharma in yoga means duty. So those of you who know me fairly well, especially my mentees or my yoga students, you all know that I am a duteous person. And the reason I am a duteous person and the world looks like a place of duty, where my question is, what is my duty here? What is my duty to others? What is my duty to myself? Is because I choose to, on a regular basis, place my mind upon the concept of duty, place my mind upon the concept of nobility. Okay. And as a result of me thinking about nobility, thinking about duty, thinking about being, the best human being I can be, even with my failures at it, with my mind always coming to that point, that is what I become, and that is what I create in the world around me. As a result, I have been I don't even want to use the word fortunate, because fortunate makes it sound like it's by accident. And what I'm saying is it's by design of your mind. I have had the blessing, shall we say, of being surrounded by other people who are duteous. Because what you choose to put your mind on over and over, that is what you become. And when you become this thing, you project that and you call that into your life. Okay, so as we are all going through this event that is that feels big and that feels unexperienced previously, and that is the COVID-19 virus, the pandemic. As we're going through this event, I really want you to look at that. What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And when you decide who or what you want to be, you need to put your mind on that. It is quite normal and natural to feel fear. It is simply the doorbell ringing. That is not who you need to be. That is not who you need to become. And that is not what your entire world needs to look like. but it really boils down to the choice you make as to where you place your mind over and over again. All right? So I hope that was helpful, everyone. For those of you who are not aware, as of next week, so Monday is March the 23rd, we, Red Door Yoga, will be taking our classes online. And so for all of our students who are currently registered in a module with us, we will actually be giving them 6 classes a week. Actually, some of them will also be in our meditation classes, but at least 6 classes a week, and it doesn't matter if they're registered for 1 class, we're giving them 6. The reason I'm mentioning that is because you may be looking at this video and you may be halfway around the world, but you can actually still access those classes as well yourself. If you would like to access, I've been getting some emails from people wanting to access the classes, and they weren't registered in our module, people from different provinces and what have you. So if you'd like to access the yoga classes with me, then what I would like you to do is go onto the Red Door Yoga website. That's reddooryoga.ca. Go to group practice, click on current class schedule, and then register for 1 class. If you register for 1 class, I'll put you on the class list to receive the daily classes every week for the next 5 weeks. Okay? Again, you will be fine. Our society will be fine. And I'm not just talking about Canada, the world will be all right. Okay? This is an opportunity for growth for all of us, and you have absolute control over how you proceed through this experience. And again, if you'd like to join me over the next 5 weeks for yoga, I would love to have you. Okay? I look forward to seeing you all again online very, very soon. Namaste.